Okay, for today, since there have been some requests to show a little bit about how to connect the Alpha or any other actually wireless adapter to Kali and put it in monitor mode and use it to do your ethical hacking for Wi-Fi networks. Let's do this today. So first of all, let me just increase the font size here a little bit so you can see the screen much better. That should do. And then let me connect now to the VM, the wireless adapter. So as you can see, it pops up this window. We will say connected to the virtual machine, and we choose the one that we're currently running on. And that is it. And then it will take a few seconds that it should get recognized. And then we're gonna run a quick AW config. Okay, there you go. So it's currently not in monitoring mode, as you can see, but it's already there. So now there's multiple way to do this. I will use airmon-ng for this particular one. So first we run airmon-ng and see what we see in terms of interface. So as you can see, we see a AR9271, which is the chipset that the Alpha card that I'm using is built on. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check if there's any processes running that might actually be interfering. Yeah. So also this is very easy to just fix if ever that there would be any. I'll just show this real quick, and then we just add kill here to the command. So this will be it. And then the next would be very simple, airmon-ng start, and we use the one that we saw here. Give it a little time. There we go. Now if we do ifconfig now, we'll see that the interface name has now changed to WLAN0 mon. So it's in monitoring mode. You can also see this quite well by using the command iwconfig. It will also show you the mode is monitor. You can also use iwconfig command. I'll show that real quick later to put the interface in monitor mode or out of monitor mode as well. So basically, this is all there is to say. Now we can use, for example, Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi tool to see what we can find. Um, Zero targets found. There we go. Okay, we already found some. As you can see, this is only looking for WPS enabled access point. Let's just say, sorry. Okay, let's just say Wi-Fi -H for the help. As you can see, there's several options you can use via Wi-Fi, right? So you can set it to variables, you can define the interface, the MAC address. You can choose if you only want to see the WEP encrypted ones. Let's see if there are any. That would be actually interesting. Give it some time. Are there any around me? Probably not, which is expected. Good. Let's look for what else do we have here to choose from, right? Let's look for WPA. Do we have any WPA ones in the area? There we go. There's plenty. So as you can see, it is fairly easy to put in monitor mode and use. Another tool in Kali that makes use of the same monitor mode is, for example, if you go here to the wireless attacks. So you see there's a few. There's River, there's Kismet, and there's, for example, aircrack-ng, of course, which I will dedicate an extra session to. But this one might be interesting for some of you since it has a graphical user interface. I'm not a big fan of graphical user interfaces, but Well, that's simply how it is. No, we don't want to visit the website. We're gonna select the interface. Okay. Monitor mode is enabled, of course, we know that. So now we could scan for access points. Give it some time. And there we go. We already detected some. Now we could go here and say, okay, let's look what is here, right? So we see already here the access points, and we could start all kinds of different attacks now with this. Of course, again, just a reminder, this is meant to be for educational purposes. Accessing a network that is not yours or where you do not have permission to access is against the law, so don't do it. This is meant to be for ethical hackers, for penetration testers, for cybersecurity professionals assessing their own company or their own environment only. So with this, I think there's not much left to be said. As you can see, it's fairly easy. For me, particularly using an Alpha Networks adapter, but there's some other adapters that you could use for this. Just make sure that you use an adapter or that you buy an adapter that supports monitor mode and packet injection. So if you Google that, you will be able to find actually certain chipsets that are chipsets that okay chipsets that support monitor mode and injection, and then you will find, as you can see, there's quite a few. This is particular to Kali Linux, which is what I'm using here, but of course there probably are others. So I'm using this type of adapter here, the first one that you can see here, an Alpha, but there are definitely others, right? So I would suggest you to research before you buy. This is the one, as you have seen. I can show this again. Um, this is the one that I'm using. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see it here. But oh, sorry, my bad. airmon-ng, of course. Yeah, you can see this is the one that I'm using, and if you go back here, then you can see this is the one of the supported ones. There's other ones like the different Ralink and the different Realtek adapters, but for me, I always was happy with the Alphas. Of course, I do also have a Wi-Fi Pineapple, which is altogether different story to use. I will probably feature the Wi-Fi Pineapple in my next video. The Wi-Fi Pineapple for me has a lot of features that I can use for professional penetration testing, right? And I do have a bit of an older version. There's some newer ones, smaller ones. I do have the Tetra, which is quite nice if you're looking for something professional. So Wi-Fi Pineapple Tetra. If you go to Hack 5 shop, it's one of the shops where you can buy it. This is the basically the one that I have. Okay, so basically, I promised to show also the way to use IW config instead of airmon-ng to put the interface in monitor mode. So first of all, we're gonna check. It's not in monitor mode now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say if config and then the WLAN 0 and put it down. Then we say IW config and again we specify the interface. And then we specify mode and monitor, enter, and then we say again if config WLAN 0 up, and that will take just a second. And now if we say config, we'll see it's in monitor mode. That's about it. And now how to put it out of monitor mode again, right? Because obviously once it's in monitor mode, I turned off the network manager here, but once it's in monitor mode, you can't connect to Wi-Fi networks. You can just use it for scanning and packet injection and monitoring. That's the way it works. Therefore, disable it real quick. So we say if config WLAN 0, and we set down, turn it off. Now just find the mode command and we say mode back to managed. And then again, we bring up the interface. There we go. Then we check config, and there we go. It's again as access point, and now you would be okay. CTL. I turn this off usually because it interferes with monitor mode. Once we have started this again, you would see now here that it's again available to connect to all kinds of networks, and this is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and the next time around I'm probably gonna use Wi-Fi Pineapple to show a setup of evil access point and some other stuff for educational purposes only, of course. Thank you so much and take care. Have a good day.